Hello everyone, Derek's Damn Toys, and I probably might have another 5 action figure reviews to do. No, I'm joking, but today we've got another action figure review, aka the, third action figure review I've done today. Technically, multiple action figure reviews. I did the Mox and MJF 2-pack, I did the SmackDown 4-pack, and now we've got a pretty interesting gem in this little video series today, I guess you could say, as we have the Ruthless Aggression Wave JBL, or John Bradshaw Lakefield, aka I pretty much said that I was going to be reviewing a JBL today, and well, I wasn't wrong. The package is a little messed up in certain spots, but honestly, for the price I paid, this really isn't in bad condition at all. And I got all the accessories that come with it, got all the hands and stuff of that nature. But with all that being said, why don't I shush the hell up and we can break this bad boy up out of his plastic prison now, shall we? Alrighty, you guys, now that we've got the figure out of his plastic prison, we can take a good look at all of his accessories. He does not come with a bunch. He comes with 2 different sets of hands. 2 of them are already plugged into the figure, but we do have a set of fist hands, so he can punch the shit out of people like a good old Texan that he is. And we can also have a set of mic holding / weapon holding hands. Nothing too special, but just throwing it out there because they are technically the same skin tone, I think. I don't see much of a difference there. You could just use that set of hands on here, say if you're kind of like me and you don't have the hands for your APA Ministry Bradshaw. And they are also on the same formula, if I recall correctly, as well, which is also a nice touch, because JBL never really changed in size much, really. So even back in the early WWF days, I really just do not recall him changing too much in size and stuff like that. He's always just been one big, tall, badass dude, in my opinion. Of course, we did kind of, almost forget to go over 2 accessories. We've got this nice American flag jacket thingy. I don't know exactly what to call this. Maybe like a sleeveless vest ordeal. But it's nice to see. Almost probably would look like an accessory Cody Rhodes would wear, so maybe I could put that on Cody Rhodes one day. And then of course we've got a hat that matches the jacket with the red, white, and blue color scheme, which is always a nice thing to have. Getting into the figure itself, the first thing I would like to mention is the new head scan here, which is really nice to see, as I don't think we've had this head scan before at all with any JBL. Whether it's the suited JBL from back in the day, the first Elite JBL, which I do own, the Bradshaws, all that kind of stuff. I don't think we've ever seen this head scan, and honestly, this may be my favorite JBL head scan if I'm gonna be completely fair. Now, of course, getting into the rest of this bad boy, he's on the updated formulas, so you got the double jointed arms, which is always a nice thing to get. Even with the one elbow pad, can still bend his arm pretty good. Maybe not as well as the other, but I'm sure I can figure out a solution for this elbow pad if I really need to. Of course, kind of matching his hat, you've got the red, white, and blue sweatbands that he wore with this attire. Really looks nice, honestly. I love seeing the unique wrist tape and stuff like that when wrestlers do it. Of course, on his tights, you've got the blue star that is trimmed in gold with the American red and white stripes. I almost said white and red mixed together there in a sense. I don't know how I was going to pronounce that. And then you've got this brown little logo here with red, white, and blue JBL written up in there. Sorry that my camera keeps going out of focus, but you've also got standard black boots with black knee pads. Nothing too crazy, but in all honesty, this is still definitely a top tier figure in my opinion. But why don't we talk about that And we can also get him up in his final pose. Alrighty, you guys. Kind of doing a similar pose when I did the APA review the other day, you know, the always pounding ass. We have him set up in a clothesline from hell position, aka, you know, going back just a real quick second, you know, just going back. It's Acolyte Protection Agency, for those of you that don't know. Just feel like I should throw that out there before you guys really think, man, they really were just calling a tag team duo always pounding ass? Yes, totally. Anyway, just kind of, before we get too deep into detail here, just kind of want to show off the original Elite JBL. Of course, I did do a hand swap, and you may notice some paint up here in the thigh and stuff, and that's just because at one point when I decided to try to customize figures, I did make this into a custom Drew McIntyre, but I resurfaced the original Elite that it was, and yeah, I'm kind of happy I did, because, you know, years later we would eventually get Elite Drew McIntyres again and shit, so kind of not mad I didn't keep that custom. So yeah, but with that being said, I do love the way this new JBL is. I love the attire, though I'm not gonna lie, I do love the OG JBL as well, though the arms may be a tad bit too small on this figure. Worst case scenario, these may not even realistically be the arms that go on this JBL. I do like the standard, gold JBL logo and stuff like that, but this one just feels more unique. It feels out there, you know what I mean? It just feels like it has an oomph to it, probably because it's got the cool accessories here. You've got the JBL on the back, you got the blue, gold, and red star on the front. The accessories it comes with, though, in my opinion, the original Elite may be a tad bit better on the accessories. I don't know exactly what I would say, though. Maybe. So, either way, what would I rate this figure on a scale of 1 to 10 if I had to? I would definitely say this JBL is up there in one of my favorite figures, probably in my entire collection. This JBL honestly may just sit at a good solid 8 out of 10. And that's just because, you know, maybe we could have gotten an extra head scan so he didn't always look so cheery all the time. But to be honest with you, worst case scenario, if you really wanted to, though, the hair does seem to be different colors. You could probably hollow out the head scan on this JBL and throw it up on here. I've been learning somewhat how to hollow out the head scans to make them interchangeable, so I've been trying to work on that with a couple of different head scans that I have, because there's some that I would like to use more often in the Fed, but some of them just aren't interchangeable, and I'm not gonna hot water treat head scans every time just to get a picture for one shot and call it a day. Some of you might, but I'm not. I don't have that kind of time. That's like 30 minutes worth of effort just for one picture. Anyways, got way too sidetracked, way too far off into the distance, if you catch my drift. What would I rate this figure on a scale of 1 to 5 stars? You know, the good old 1 to Young Buck match, the Dave Meltzer star rating. Well, I gave him a good solid 8 out of 10. So I think a good solid 4 out of 5 stars will suffice. He is a fairly damn perfect figure. Just if anything, maybe an extra head scan really would have set this into the top tier for a regular by the time Elite. Just because maybe this is a guy who you're not really trying to track down too much. For me personally, I liked JBL. Maybe his character was a little iffy every now and again. In particular, you know, fun little story. Me and my buddy were talking about the segment he had back in 2004, where he was at the border in Texas just kicking out illegal immigrants and all that kind of shit, which is also funny because I want to say it was during his feud with Eddie Guerrero when he was doing that, so kind of a small coincidence that I set him up like that. But yeah, out of it all, really, JBL was definitely an interesting character, none the least. Maybe you could say he was a tad bit racist when it came to storylines, but I think that's probably what Vince wanted, so whether it was actually a JBL characteristic or not, I don't know, but we all do know one thing, and that's that man is a bully. Anywho, we're not gonna start getting into the Minaro, like Ronaldo situation. I don't think I pronounced his name right or any of that, Just looking at the character as a whole, JBL was pretty fun to watch. Maybe not the greatest person behind the scenes or whatever the case may be, but honestly, if every wrestler was, would wrestling really be how it is? Like, let's be honest, if CM Punk was the best superstar, not just in the ring, but he was also like the best guy backstage, you think he would be where he is right now? No, he'd probably be some pushover jobber in some indie hall, or probably just some random jobber in AEW that never got used past dark. Sorry, I'm partially fixing up crowd members because it's kind of bothering me a little bit to see some of them like sitting awkwardly right there. Not that it matters though, this is about him, not about them. Anywho, speaking of that though, I hope you guys have noticed that I did change up the arena setup a little bit. I am in preparation of trying to work on Legends Night. Between all the mental funk and stuff of that nature that I've had over the past week or so, it just hasn't been too grand on the mind. But to be honest, over at least the past guaranteed 10 days, I've been trying to slowly get into a better mood so I can work on the Fed and do all that stuff. Because Legends Night, it's gonna be a fairly long episode if I haven't said it already. I know I've told a couple of people that I talked to behind the scenes about the Fed that I plan on having this be a fairly long episode, and that's just because it could potentially be the last long episode that I do produce for Chaos Theory. And I say it like that because when I first started the Fed, I definitely imagined that I would be a lot farther along than I am right now, and that's because purely I am doing a weekly show, and I'm putting a lot into these weekly shows, which isn't a bad thing, but inherently for me, it's a bad thing thinking about it, because personally, I thought I could be in what I call my Rumble season by now, or something of that nature, and sadly, I'm not there yet, but maybe here soon we will be. Maybe by next year's Rumble, we'll be in our Rumble season, who knows? If so, it would be great, but we just gotta make it through Legends Night first. It'll be the last long episode for the weekly show, and then we got the pay-per-view, and then episode 13 I plan on doing more or less highlight videos. The plan on it there is that I'm going to do what I'm gonna call kind of a highlight show instead, where I do highlights of some of the matches that took place throughout the show. But there will be at least one, maybe two matches that I do leave in full. Maybe I'll leave the opener and the main event in full, but guaranteed the main event match will always be in full, which usually is the Cody Rhodes American Nightmare Open Challenge, so keep that in mind if you guys are interested. But who knows, maybe Cody Rhodes loses to Randy or to Bryan Danielson at Ladder War. Just throwing that out there, because that is the main event for Ladder War. We got a triple threat ladder match for the World Heavyweight Championship, baby. Anyways, we've kind of gone on a little bit too long here already talking about the Fed and stuff like that, so thank you guys for keeping in this long if you guys did, and we're gonna start signing out of here. So if you guys liked the video, feel free to like the video. If you guys did not like the video though, well, womp womp, I guess. Maybe the ruthless aggression JBL just wasn't good enough for you, but it was good enough for me, damn it. It's still real to me, damn it. Anyway, sorry about that, my brain's on a spectrum here. Speaking of a spectrum, if you guys would like to join the Derek's Damn Toys spectrum, I guess you could say, feel free to subscribe. After all, it is free to subscribe. And if you do subscribe, you'll make me a happy camper, because when it comes down to it at the end of the day, we've got 10 more subs to get before we hit 250 subs. We're almost at that goal I wanted to reach by the 2-year point. So as I've been saying over the past couple of videos, at least trying to make a point, if you want to, feel free to share this with your mother, your brother, your sister, your father, the family dog, the family goldfish, the family snake, the family goat. I don't care. Whoever you can share this to that likes action figure content, wrestling-wise, like you do, send them this channel. Maybe it'll be for them, maybe it won't be. Sometimes I'm raunchy, sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I say fuck a lot, sometimes I don't. I don't know what to tell you. I'm kinda just doing me, I guess you could say. And with that being said, maybe feel free to follow me on Instagram if you'd like to as well, under the same name and profile picture and stuff of that nature. And with that being said, one more thing about the Instagram too, is there is also a link to the YouTube channel in the Instagram bio. I want to say technically two, as I have one that automatically goes straight to the Damn Defiant Wrestling playlist. But yeah, that actually reminds me, now I know what I've been leaving out of the intro the past couple of videos. If you guys would like to, feel free to go check out some of my other action figure reviews, unboxings, and or pig fed content. There you go. Maybe actually act like I did that for the past couple of reviews, because I know I definitely forgot to mention that. And with that being said, well, I guess we're going to sign out of here. So have a good rest of your night, day, evening, whatever the case may be. I don't know, because I'm not in your time zone. But if I was, you know what I'd do? I would subscribe and get Derek's Damn Toys up to 250 subscribers before August 18th. Because that's the goal here, pal. That's the goal. Okay, pal? Anyway, we're signing out of here. So, deuces, ooses, yeet.